everyone, and welcome to Sports Inside the Box with Nate Miller. I am your host, Nate Miller. Hope you're all having a good day slash weekend. So, I wanted to jump on here and do a quick video for you guys. I'm going to talk about something that I really haven't talked about a lot here on Inside the Box, and that is sports movies. Sports movies. I love sports movies. In fact, I love them just as much as I love sports themselves. There's very few things are more compelling than a good sports movie, and they've been making them for years. They've made a lot of good ones. So, in fact, let's do a thing where leave me a comment in the comment section. What is your favorite sports movie? For me, that's a tough one. It's hard to narrow it down to just one. Disney's The Rookie means a lot to me. Mostly because I've interviewed the actual person that it's based on, Jim Morris. For those that don't know, The Rookie is it's a Disney movie. It came out in 2002. Yes, 2002. had to do my math there for a second. But anyway, it follows the story of Jim Morris. He was a high school teacher living in West Texas, and he thought, his dream of playing Major League Baseball was over, and he had 4 surgeries on his left arm, and when the movie starts, he's 35 years old, and actually, no. When it first starts, with him as a child, and then probably 10, maybe 15 minutes into the movie, time passes to him as an adult. He's 35 years old, and by this time, he had been in and out of professional baseball. He had played minor league baseball in the 80s. Had a really good arm through in the high 80s, mid to high 80s back then. But he was kind of dealing with a lot of obstacles and arm problems, and one day he just blew out his arm essentially, and he had to unfortunately give up the game. Had he not gotten hurt, he might have had a nice career in the major leagues. One that would have lasted throughout the 90s and into the 2000s, but that wasn't the case. He went back to school after all this arm problem stuff. He went back to school, got his teaching degree, got married, had a family, had 3 kids, and by the time 1999 rolled around, which is where the story takes place, like the actual movie, The Rookie. By the time 1999 rolled around, he was 35 years old, married, 3 kids, and had a teaching / coaching job in Big Lake, Texas. It's a real town. Look it up. It's in Reagan County, Texas. But anyway, he was coaching a high school baseball team, and let's just say that this was a town that really didn't care about baseball at all. They didn't even put in the resources to grow grass on their baseball fields, and it was just in really bad shape. So Jimmy and some of the players and the community volunteers, they got to work on the field, and really turned that place around. And it was really cool because this was a baseball program that over the past three, at the time, over the past three seasons, had only won one game each. Uh, one game one year, one game the next year, and then another game the next year. This was the 3 years before 1999. In 1999, 1999 was Jim Morris's first year on that job. Seems like his only year, actually. And he was just kind of looking for a way to, inspire his kids, motivate them. So he gave them one day after practice, he got them all down the one of the baselines. I think it was the left field one, but anyway, he gave them a kind of a speech of all speeches. Trying to motivate them, telling them they need to have dreams and goals and aspirations and whatnot. And one of his kids, his catcher, I believe it was, sort of turned it around on him and said, "Coach, what about you? You talk about our dreams. What about yours? You throw way too hard in batting practice. I gotta ice my hand every time." And at this time, he almost he had to fight back laughter because he had never heard anything so ridiculous. He really didn't think he was throwing that hard. And let me get to that. So they went back and forth, talking and talking, sort of badgering each other. And finally, his catcher said, "Look, if we start winning, you have to try out for a major league team." And at this point, Jimmy was really trying to hold back his laughter. So, so they, like I said, they kind of went back and forth arguing for like 20 minutes, and finally, Jimmy did what any good parent, would do. After 20 minutes, he caved in. He said, "All right, fine. It's going to take more than a few wins to get me to make a fool out of myself." So they said, "If we win the district championship, you have to try out for a major league team." He said, he sat there, thought about it for a minute, and he said, "All right, if you guys win a district championship, then I will hunt a team to go try out for. Hunt down a team to go try out for." So they made the bet, and miraculously, they started winning. They started winning, and a lot of people couldn't really explain why they were winning. And it was not only because Jimmy was teaching them or coaching them, but he was also pitching to them. He was pitching batting practice to them. And for those that don't know, after all these surgeries and time away from the game, he got in really good shape, and it got to the point where he was throwing the ball 98 miles an hour. So, back to that in a minute. So the team started winning. They won the district championship, and eventually Jimmy had to go try out. Well, he tried out, and it was in a town called Brownwood, Texas, probably about 15 minutes away from where he was living at the time. And it was for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They were the Devil Rays at that time. And, he was 35 years old. He explained the scout. He explained to the scout, what had happened, what the deal was. And so the scout said, "Okay, I don't really have time for this. I'll let you throw, but you're going to throw last." So hours passed. He's got 3 of his kids with him there. His father and his sister are there. So So his name is called to go throw, and he found out he was throwing the ball 98 miles an hour. And at first, he was worried because he thought, I've been throwing 98 miles an hour at high school kids. He was afraid he was going to get sued. He was afraid he was going to get sued rather than signed to a minor league contract. Well, lo and behold, he got signed to a minor league contract after, I should say, after 2 tryouts. That was the first tryout. He went to another one a few days later, and after that was when they signed him to the minor league contract. So he signed the contract, spent about 3 months in the minor leagues, threw really well, and then eventually got called up to the major league team, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and his major league debut actually came in the ballpark in Arlington. Back then it was the ballpark in Arlington. Now it's Globe Life Park. It's unfortunately not being used by the Rangers anymore. They're having a new ballpark opened up. But anyway, like I said, that movie is really special to me because not only, because of the message, but also because I actually know the man that it's based on. I know the real Jim Morris. He has been a guest on my radio show 6 times. He's actually a really good friend of both the show and of mine personally. We talk every now and then. And right now, he is a motivational speaker. He travels all over the country, just telling his story to local businesses and, high school gatherings and college gatherings. And basically, if there is a gathering, he's there, telling his story. And it's awesome. It's awesome. He just had a birthday, and this was about 20 years ago that all this happened for him. And so it was a really cool thing. Back in 2002, I loved this movie. I still love this movie to this day. And back in 2002, I never thought I would get to interview the man, let alone become friends with him. So, yeah, if you ask me, The Rookie is definitely one of my favorite sports movies, I should say. One of my favorite Disney movies, too. It seems like a lot of sports movies are Disney movies these days. I mean, they've had a really good string of really good sports movies over the years. Remember the Titans, The Rookie, Miracle, Invincible. All of which are on Disney Plus. So if you have a second, go and have a sports movie marathon on Disney Plus. So yeah, it was just kind of one of those things where I was fortunate enough to get Jimmy on my radio show, and I've met him once in person. Really nice guy, really tall as well. I was surprised by that. So it's just really cool, and yeah. So yeah, let me know your favorite sports movie in the comments, and then if I get some, I will read them on the next episode. So awesome. There we go. It was just it was just something I haven't talked about, at least on this show. Talking about sports movies all the time with people that I know, but I haven't talked about them with you guys. So I thought I would do that. And also in the comment section, let me know what you want me to talk about on future shows. All right. So yeah, just to recap, we were talking about sports movies, specifically The Rookie, and how it's one of my favorites. Not just because of the message, but also because I actually know the source material. So yeah, don't forget to leave your comments, and we will see you next time. You've been watching the Inside the Box with Sports Inside the Box with Nate Miller. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.